What is going on, people? I'm Wesley from A Connection TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And the similar connection that I want to adopt with you, the Ask God of this particular video, is for the appreciation of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, now right after this particular segment, I am going to be reviewing Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, so definitely tune into that. And shout out to all of the 3,256 people that watched my TWD review. That's what I do, baby. I reviews every goddamn thing, goddamn. And I just uploaded it this morning. So shout out to everybody that's a fan like I am of TWD. But on to Bury the Ratchet. Kandi meets with Todd and he is aggravated because he says, Kandi, you have all of these projects and nothing is being completed. Here we go. Now, they married. And I'm like, okay. I'm trying to digest it because it is the craziest, the darndest thing when people get married and then all of a sudden things just change for the people that know whoever it is that got married. And I can't seem to understand why. Why do we allow the concept of marriage to just change everything? I just don't understand that. It's like we create these steps in a relationship, and once you get to that 5th step, oh, things gotta change. And once you get to that 7th step, oh, things gotta change. And then once you get to that marriage step, oh, things got... Why? Why do things have to change? If Todd was never involved in the process before they got married, there's no reason for Todd to get involved in the process now. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I can understand if there was a concept or a hint of Todd already being involved because he was actually contributing. But if all you have to give is your gift of gab and there's no financial dollar signs being added on to your contribution, then there's no reason for you to have an opinion about a global, international, whatever kind of magnitude that their business stands. There's no reason for you to have an opinion. There just isn't. Now, if Todd wants to weigh in, like, I only feel that Todd should be weighing in if Kandi is coming to him like, oh my God, these people, they're just not doing what they're supposed to do, honey. Oh my God. And she doesn't want to have sex anymore because of whatever's going on at work. And she's cussing out Riley because whatever's going on. Fine. Then Todd has to bring his married husband ass into the equation and have that meeting. But if none of that is happening, there is no reason for Kandi to bring Todd into the meeting. She's Kandi. If you have a problem with your workers, be the boss. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. So I was not here for the meeting. Don Juan was pissed. He wasn't saying anything. What happened to Claudia's face? Not Claudia. Carmen. Did she always have that line on the side of her face? I don't know if I just never paid attention. I don't know if the makeup enhanced that deep-ass line scar on her face. Maybe I'm just dumb and was not paying attention at all. Maybe she's had that all the while she's been on TV. But if she has, I'm just now noticing it. But damn, I just want, do we know what happened? Because I don't. I don't. We with Claudia at work, and I'm like, I don't really care about how she radios. I want to see her and her relationship because we're on Housewives. So where's her husband? That's what I'm thinking about. The girl is cute, great, kudos, but where's her husband? I don't care what she does at work. I just don't. So then Portia comes in, and she's being all pretty and prissy. Now, a lot of y'all, I read the comments on my last review. Y'all were like Team Portia and anti-Cynthia. There was like 75 comments concerning the two of them. And like 5 were pro-Cynthia and 70 were pro-Portia. I don't really get it. But I'm going to get through this review and then I'll explain how I feel about it. You having a good old time down there, huh? That's my cat. Excuse me. So Portia comes in like she has a glam squad behind her and she has this air about her. And I'm just like, okay. Like I wasn't here for it. And then this girl is doing her makeup, applying her makeup, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So Claudia feels some sort of way And it's all in her. It's all in her. Because like I said in my Ask Todd video, you create the emotions that you stir up inside you, not someone else. You create them. Regardless of what they do, you create them. So she's creating all of these emotions inside her. And so she feels that she owes Portia an explanation of how she's feeling. But Portia didn't send for you, so there was no reason for you to go. And you don't owe her a motherfucking thing, because if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Now, if there was a situation where you spoke to her and she spoke to you and she tried to cuss you out over some shit, then okay, fine. You have an obligation, or not even an obligation, you can confess your dying emotion to her. But if she didn't send for you, don't go, because there's no reason for you to go. Like, you don't owe her a motherfucking thing. Like, that's, at the end of the day, that's what I'm thinking. But whatever, we're on the show. This is what we have to do. We have to create these meetings and talk. So, Claudia walks into the room, and she's talking to Portia, and she's like, oh, okay, I see you getting your lipstick put on. Okay, you don't have to, you can't talk right now. I'm like, at this particular time, she's not getting her lipstick put on. So what is the issue? And Portia's sitting there getting the eyes done or whatever, and she's just like, and she's mad fucking rude. Like, mad rude. Wicked rude. And I'm like, see, this is why you cannot allow people to bring you out of character and confess and be vulnerable. Because when you're vulnerable to people like that, that was unnecessary and that was uncalled for. Portia brought her ass to the goddamn meeting between her and Cynthia, an hour and some change motherfucking late. Cynthia had every goddamn reason to read that girl at that meeting. Now, if Portia was there waiting for Cynthia and Cynthia sat down and was giving all this reading, trying to read, you know, the Dr. Seuss to motherfucking Portia, then I could understand people saying, oh, Cynthia this and oh, Cynthia that. But, you know, out of the 70 people that actually were pro Cynthia, they reminded me that Cynthia was not always a punk. The only person she was a punk to was Nene. That's the only person that Cynthia was a punk to. So she always got bitches together if she felt some sort of way. She did it at the pajama party. So I was like, okay, I'm here for Cynthia. I rocks for Cynthia. But this whole, you know, I just wanted to make sure you were all right and you were good, and I just wanted to see how you were doing. And, you know, hi, how are you? How's the show going? Portia paid her dust. And at that time, if I was Claudia, I just would have blew the dust off and blew that shit in her motherfucking face. I'm like, Claudia, just because you're the new girl, there's no need for you to do that. Find your husband so I can understand why you're on the show. What? That's all I'm saying. Candy has the team meeting. I already talked about that. Cynthia invites the girls over to the shoe store. I don't like when we have these meetings in stores and they don't really buy anything. Because if I was the employee, I'd be like, y'all bitches gonna buy something. Because every time I watch y'all show, y'all always walk out empty-handed, but y'all stay acting like y'all flossing. But y'all always walking out empty-handed. It was nice that Kenya finally bought some shoes after the end of them going to the shoe store but not wanting to see each other's feet. I couldn't understand that. Next, we get to... Wait, before I get past that, I can understand how Kenya was imitating a horse being cold because Portia took all of the horse's hair. Like, the horse's hair is on the top of the head and the horse's hair is on the tail. She was all like this, like the horse's burr. I couldn't understand it. I just had to point that out. I was lost in translation about that. We get to the spa with the four girls, Phaedra, Portia, Nene, and Candy. Candy invited all the girls over to have a little spa day. I thought that was cute. When they all get together, it's all kumayas and lollipops. Everybody's getting along. I'm appreciating this because Candy and Nene weren't always the best of friends. But it's nice to see these girls get along. Even Phaedra and Nene. But it's nice. I like it. I'm here for the positivity. I think it's a beautiful thing. So, you know, Candy goes into the discussion about things and Portia goes into discussion about things, and she starts saying, you know, how she had this conversation with Cynthia and she was like, I don't even know why Cynthia showed up. Girl, you invited her to show up, but you showed up an hour late. So I don't understand that concept. Like, this is why I'm not here for Portia on this particular season, because I think out of all the girls, Portia is doing the most. And not enough to be the ultimate host. Even though she's on Dish Network. I mean, who got Dish? I'm just saying. I just feel that she's really doing the most. And then, you know, Nene made her impersonation of it and said, yes, honey, you better read for the robot, read. I was like, all right, Nene, all right, girl. But then we get into the conversation about Candy thinking that, Candy explaining about Apollo lying and blah, blah, blah. And Nene says she thinks that, get off the bed. Nene says she thinks that Apollo lied about lying. And I'm like, oh God, really? Nene's like, he only did that to piss Phaedra off. And I'm like, what? I don't even think anybody would be that stupid. I don't even think, like, who, like, what? Why would you lie about, like, what? Nene, what, really? You really that pissed about Kenya, Nene? You really that hard and pressed about Kenya? You still getting all this work, you still getting all this, this money, apparently, or whatever, and you hard. Well, I don't know. She just did a club appearance in New York, and I couldn't understand why she just does not like Kenya. That's when you know that's hate. That's pure hate. You just don't like the girl for whatever particular reason. Candy's like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm still gonna go to apologize to her, whatever the case may be. Apollo meets up with Peter. They have this discussion. Apollo starts drinking straight alcohol down without even hesitating, just gulping that down. I'm like, okay, his throat is strong. And then we get into this conversation about Peter saying he was in jail or, you know, held up only for 24 hours. He can't imagine what 5 to 6 years would be like. There's no way that he can imagine it. Apollo's like, you know, I don't even be home. I be doing my thing. I be going here. Peter's like, do you think that's a good thing? And Apollo's like, you know, I don't know what else to do. You know, back in the day, you know, when I first got out, Phaedra would come by to the crib. I was in the hood. Phaedra would come by to the crib. I was on the air mattress, my dude, an air mattress. And Phaedra would be riding and dying with me. She'd be calling me up, baby, I just want to see you. Baby, I want to rub your feet. I'll take care of you. Ooh, your body looks good, baby. I'm here for you. And he's like lost because she's like, you saw me at my worst point when I came out of prison. And you loved me then. Now I'm going back to prison and you show no kind of affection whatsoever for me. And he can't understand that. He can't wrap his mind around that. And I can clearly explain it to you, bro. Y'all weren't on TV. Y'all didn't have names, okay, before, you know, this whole situation. Like, y'all did not have names before. She had her little job. She had her little lawyer degree and all that, making her little lawyer money. But y'all didn't have that. So now y'all have this. Now there's an established name. Now there's an air about Phaedra. Okay, so now she has to uphold that and try to understand what she feels is righteous and just. It sucks, but I feel that that's the whole reasoning behind all of this. But then again, there are some other, you know, hard-pressed variables about the situation. Y'all are married. Y'all have 2 boys. Y'all live a public life. And Atlanta is small as shit. There's a lot riding on this girl's shoulders that she was not dealing with when your ass first got out of prison. So there's a lot to take in. So you have to understand that. And when I don't know what kind of conversations y'all had, but I don't know. When I get married to somebody, I'm going to know who they are. So this whole getting married and then finding out that you have this, whatever's going on, and if she honestly did not know anything about it, then there's a lot of variables into Phaedra's personality and how she's treating Apollo now. So, checks and balances. You gotta really look at it, bruh. You fucked up. So at the end of the day, you gotta look at it. Checks and balances. That's all I'm gonna say. But I appreciate Peter being there for Apollo. I think that's cool to watch. Portia meets up with Claudia. Well, Claudia calls Portia to meet up with her. I'm sorry, Claudia. The bitch was rude to you at work. So why am I calling her? I don't care. Mind you, Kenya and Cynthia said, oh, call her down. You know, this is what we do on the show. Fuck all of that. If you give me all of this shade and I don't really have much of a huge connection with you to begin with, I'm not going to give 2 fucks about you. Okay? Only if we've established something already, then why are you treating me like this? What's the problem? Y'all have not established that. The girl said we met day 3 and you were giving me shade. I'm like, girl, you too much into your feelings. Too quick. This is a fucking show. It's a reality show. You're way too much in your goddamn feelings. You need to let all that go, Claudia. That's what I'm thinking. Go find you a husband and a reason to be on this show. That's what I'm thinking about. Be brave and be bold. Why is this girl coming on crying that some girl is shading her at work and you only met her day 3? This is what I'm like, I don't understand that. Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, I was lost. I'm like, girl, okay, well, now we got another weak chick on the show. Portia is paying her dust at this guy. I'm pissed. Because I don't understand why we let people treat us this way. Portia is paying her dust. Okay, fine, Portia. You don't want her to talk about the whole Kenya situation because you're being immature. Fine. But that, like her interrupting her and stopping her. Oh, you got 2 lemons? Oh, I love this restaurant. This restaurant is so amazing. Oh, you know, I tried this new Tom Ford. You want to smell it? Bitch, I would have slapped her motherfucking hand. Don't put your hand in my face to smell your motherfucking hand. I'm trying to have a mature conversation with you. If you want me to mind my goddamn business, say, girl, mind your goddamn business. That's what it is. Portia did mention that she, you know, Kenya is Kenya and Claudia is Claudia. Y'all aren't the same person. I'm like, Portia, we see that. When Portia says she gets paid to have an intellectual comment, I said, girl, stop it. Now, I don't have a problem with Portia, but I said, girl, stop it. Stop. Okay? Stop. At the end of the day, Claudia, you do not owe her an explanation for your friendship or whatever ship you're sailing on with Kenya. You do not owe Portia an explanation, and Portia does not owe you a motherfucking thing. Y'all don't know each other before the show. You saw her on day 3 and you catching feelings. I'm not here for all of that, and I'm not here for Portia either. We get to Kenya and Candy. Candy wants to completely apologize to Kenya. She does not care what the other girls say or think. She's going to apologize to Kenya because 2 years of this shit don't make no motherfucking sense. Like I told y'all last review, and like I said all seasons since we met Kenya is, Kenya is not a victim. Kenya is not pure at heart at all in regard to Apollo and Phaedra. I'm sorry. Kenya put her hand on a burning stove and she got burned. And I'm not saying that's what she deserves. I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm not saying... All I'm saying is, do not sit here and try to play victim when you added to a lot of the stuff that occurred. Point blank period. That's all I'm going to say. Now, everything that she went through was fucked up because when you live a public life and you go through this and you have the scarlet letter on your forehead, all the females are going to run you rampant. She said, my nieces was calling me up like, Mommy, you didn't really mess with a married man and all that. So she went through a lot. I get that. I can fully understand that. So she was emotional. She started crying. She wanted to leave. She said, no, leave the cameras behind. I'm not dealing with this. She said, those people are evil. I don't get it. There is no I really couldn't understand. I know why Nene doesn't like Kenya, because Kenya came in and stole the light. That's the only reason why Nene does not like Kenya. Period. Candy was right. There's no real reason for you not to like the girl. We all get that. We understand that. I'm sorry, Kenya. I'm here for you. I was dotting with you, but at the same time, you can't expect much from these females. Once Candy said that Nene said that Apollo was lying about the lie, write the bitch off. You've already been on this show for what? This your 3rd season on the show? Or your 3rd season on the show? You're planted into the show. You don't fucking need to kiss Nene's ass. You really don't. So get over it. Claudia, you're new to the show. Go find your husband. Candy is the only well-balanced one that don't give goddamn about neither one of these bitches. And so is Nene. Nene don't give a damn. And Cynthia clearly saying she don't give a damn. So, Kenya, don't give a damn, girl. Just do you. You already on the motherfucking show. You've been having that peach. The peach ain't rotted yet. Do you. Stop caring about what people think. That's my thing. I'm guilty to that too. I always care about what bitches think. Stop caring and just do you. I'm Wesley from A Connection TV, the network. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Let me know what you thought. Please leave your comments below and share and tweet this on Facebook and Twitter. Deuces.